Hi everyone. I want to go over the syllabus for Health 315. This may not be your exact syllabus, but the point of this video is to show you where everything is in the syllabus. So at the top of page 1, you have the name of the course, my name, my mask policy for my office, face-to-face times, and online times for office hours. If you ask students who have had me, they should all tell you that I am extremely available to you. So if you need to meet and none of these times are available, you should set up a time to meet with me outside of these times. Class time, email, office phone, and my cell phone number is for texting for emergencies, and we can talk about that later in the semester. Also are the course description and prerequisites. I will add Biology 220 lab here. We added this a while ago because people who did not take these sciences first tended to have a very high failure rate compared to those people who had taken them. So you can read the course rationale, the textbooks. This is a book you would have to purchase. We're using APA 7, so you can buy an older version if it has APA 7 in it. If you choose not to buy this book, then you need to figure out how to do APA and follow grammar rules without the book. This book you used in 222, so you should still have it. And this is a free online tool for us to use. So again, this should also be free. You only have one book to purchase for this class. The learning outcomes are here. These are national standards. The course is designed to help you pass the NCHEC examination, which is for National Health Certification Specialist. And there are 8 standards, and it shows you the standards that we actually go over in the class. You can read those at your will. The advanced writing objectives and the course objectives. So at the top of page 6, it has the course policies. The first policy involves COVID. It tells you when I'm wearing a mask, when you're required to wear a mask, and it tells you if you are ill to please stay home. If you stay home and you don't have a doctor's note, it counts as one of your 2 allowed absences. If you have a note, it counts as an excused absence, and that does not count against you. We'll look at what needs to be in that note. Attendance and participation, you're expected to attend class from the very beginning to the end of class, and this describes the penalties once you miss 2 classes. Attendance for an online class that is synchronous. I take attendance several times during the class, and you're also expected to have on your camera during an online synchronous class unless it's being recorded. If you feel that you have a special reason on any given day to not have on a camera for your synchronous class, you can send me an email for that class that one day, and I will approve it if it's reasonable. We have presentations and intern visits, and when those happen, you cannot miss time. Lateness and early leaving policy, that's here. Here are the excused absences that are allowed. One is for medical excuses, and I've highlighted the things that I require on a medical documented note. If you don't have these things, I will not accept it. And the reason why I put this in place is because the number of forged medical notes has increased dramatically in the last couple years. If you don't have something like this, you can work with the Office of Student Affairs and see what they will take from you for an actual medical excuse. If you have a legal issue, this is what's there. Deaths, you submit through the Office of Student Affairs, and they send all of your instructors' information. And for religious holidays, I usually am able to research that online. Sometimes there are other reasons that I personally excuse, and if you feel that you have a possible excusable reason to miss class, it's better to ask and have it excused or have me deny it than to not ask at all. Assignment due dates, I've gone through the syllabus many times now, and I think the dates are consistent, and they're also consistent in Blackboard. But if you find something that's inconsistent, you need to let me know. There is a penalty of 20% for each day something is late. If you have an excused absence, that does not mean you can turn in your work late. For example, you may have a court case that runs from 9 to 3, but there's no reason you can't submit an assignment that's due at 11:59 if you've known about it all semester. So those are two separate issues you need to check anytime you're going to miss class for documented reason to see if your lateness would be excused. Your final project, which is a grant, is 25% late for each day. There's a specific way I want you to save your assignments, and that is because it helps you to keep all of your work for each class together, and it makes it much easier to find things later. All of your assignments, other than your grants, can be single space or double space. Your grants will follow whatever your final project, your grant will follow whatever the grant says it has to be. My recommendation is that whatever you do all semester, that's exactly what your grant says you should do. Acceptable fonts are listed. I really don't want to grade anything smaller than 11 point, and most of your grants will only take something as small as 12 point. There are 2 assignments that you're allowed to resubmit. They're the first 2 big writing assignments, and you're allowed to submit them 1 week after the original is returned to you. That way, if different people get their papers back on different days, it's based on the day that you receive your paper back. And you will get an average of your first and second submission. Note that late assignments or non-submissions cannot be resubmitted. Each of your assignments has criteria and scoring rubrics. I expect you to follow those. Make sure you read over the participation and conduct guidelines. Make sure you understand what academic integrity is according to Towson University, and I will check this link one more time to make sure it works. But anybody who breaches academic integrity will receive a minimum of a 0 on the assignment, all the way up through possibly failing the course. And everyone who breaches academic integrity, no matter how small the issue is, you are sent to student affairs and student conduct. Communications, and what's important in this section, and you can read it in more detail, is that I pick up my emails a minimum of once in the morning, Monday through Friday. I hardly ever pick up email on the weekend. So if you have an urgent question that cannot wait until Monday morning, you need to send me a text message on my cell phone asking me to read my email. And I will then read my email as soon as I can. If you send me a text message and you don't hear from me within 24 hours, it means I missed your text message, so you would send it again. Make sure you put your name in your text message because I don't have your names in my phone. Again, more information on policies, disability services, writing services, tutoring services, and these are all policies that are related that you can review. I need to check this education. Our name has changed to public health, and I need to make sure I have a link to where this handbook is going to be posted. If I don't have it by the start of class, it will be posted in Blackboard. Make sure you pay attention to the weather for inclement weather. If classes start in the middle of a class, like say, for example, if you have a class at 1 and the college opens at 1:30, you're expected to go to the class at 1:30. Also, make sure you check online in Blackboard for our class, because I live in Pennsylvania and I know many of our students travel from distances equally as far as or further from where I drive. So I try to listen to the weather for surrounding areas of Maryland and make decisions sometimes that could be different than Towson. If we do not have class in person due to weather and it is scheduled to be in person, we will switch to synchronous online. Grading, it's one of the most important things here is this letter designation, so you understand. I'm assuming most of you are used to getting A's and B's on your work and in your classes, and I just want to make it clear that a C in this class means that you are competent writer at a college level. It means you're sound. It does not mean you're awesome. So if you get a C on a paper, it means that you're exactly where you should be for a college student who is probably a junior. Here's a list of all of the assignments. One thing I'd like you to note is that there are 1,000 points, and what this means is you must consistently do poorly to not pass this class. So you could get a D or an F on one of these papers at the top and still get an A in the course. That happens often. So there's a lot of assignments. All of the assignments in this course are designed to help you write your final paper. So as you're going through, I know there's a lot of work, but there is a purpose for every single assignment in here. And as you're completing all of these assignments, they help prepare you to write your final paper. The grading description of the assignments goes through here, and then pages 16, I think, through 19 or 20 is the course outline, telling you what's happening. Dates that are orangish are synchronous online. That means we're meeting together. And orange are asynchronous, and blue are asynchronous, and I'll make that more clear. So blue will be either synchronous or asynchronous, and orange will be synchronous or asynchronous. And it will be very clear because I'll go through here one more time to fix that. Then at the end there is a calendar, and as you can see, almost all of your work is due on Tuesday, Thursday, or Sunday, and your quizzes, when you have them, are open Friday to Sunday. So I've done that because most students request that material is turned in as it's due. So just keep that in mind. If you have questions about your syllabus, it would be a good idea to first check this recording and then possibly check with me if you can't find the answer. I look forward to working with you, and I hope this video helps you get started.